morning to you, gang. It's the end of the week, Friday the 11th of September 2020. Good morning to you and welcome to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire, boys and girls. And one of the things, I don't think we don't see many snakes, do we, in this country? You know? I think in my entire life I've seen about three, oh dear, look at that, 3 snakes, maybe? Something like that. And I've never actually seen a live snake unless it's come from sort of a in a zoo or something like that. I saw one moving snake before, or 2, I think it was 2, and they were both over Swinley Forest, which is in Bracknell, where my house is. And I was doing jogging at the time, years ago this was, just jogging along like that, and then sort of out the corner of my eye, way ahead, I saw a snake which clearly detected my huge weight banging down on the floor as I was coming along there, and slithered off into the underground. Yeah, there's sort of a mini forest around here in Woodhall Spa up here in Lincolnshire, and my sister, I think it was my sister, told me to be careful up there because there are snakes. But I never saw one. I've only been up there twice. I might go up there today, actually. I haven't been up there for a couple of years now. Well, many years, actually. I haven't been walking through there. And I do prefer walking along in a forest rather than anything else. We don't see snakes. Even when I was in Australia, at the Daintree rainforest, never really didn't see a snake there at all. Not a wild one, anyway. Saw a few spiders. Saw lots of spiders. Funny how they come out at night, isn't it, spiders, really? Have you noticed that? Now, at night time, I saw the delightful Rachel Wheatland, who is a wonderful queen of TikTok on this channel. Rachel was mentioning spiders yesterday. She had a great big spider. And I had one last night, actually. I spotted a little spider crawling along the ceiling. And you can't leave them, dear. They get very big in caravans, dear. Very big. But at daytime, you go out and have a look around the caravan. You don't see any spiders. Not one. Nighttime, there they all are. Crawling out from underneath the little guttering, and they seem to find tiny little places to hide, don't they? Eh? But I never see snakes. Never. In the Daily Mirror this morning, a teenager was rushed to hospital, boys and girls. A snake bit him as he sat on the toilet. You might be thinking to yourself, very unpleasant experience to be bitten on the bum by a snake. Wasn't his bum. Ooh, that's worse than having a kick there when you're playing football or rugby, isn't it? It bit him. Perhaps it liked the look of it, I don't know. This lad went to the loo on Tuesday when he felt a sudden searing pain down there. The university student looked down and saw a python. A python with its jaws clamped around the tip of it. Oh my God. It quickly let go as blood spurted around the toilet bowl. Poor boy. This lad yelled out in terror as he ran out of the bathroom with his pants around his ankles in central Thailand. He is around 20 kilometres north of Bangkok. I'd like to go to Thailand. I've never been to Thailand yet. I don't think I'd like Bangkok. Too busy. Far too busy, Bangkok. Although I would go there for 1 or 2 days just to experience it, Perhaps in sometime in the future when the old lockdowns and the virus has burnt itself out. I'm sure it will happen at some point. Not probably later rather than sooner in this case, isn't it? The teenager's panic-stricken mother calmed him down before paramedics rushed the lad to the nearby Bang Yai hospital for treatment. Oh, my Lord. Doctors gave him 3 stitches. Oh, dear. So presumably to have the stitches, would you have had to have an injection in it as well to numb it? I mean, the thought of a needle going anywhere near that. It's bad enough when they suck the blood out your arm, innit? He had 3 stitches in the top of it, yeah, and treated the bite wound with antibiotic wash to kill any bacteria from the python's fangs. Oh, trust in me. Trust in me. Close your eyes. Evil. He says it was only a small snake, but the bite was so strong. I hope that my thing can recover. Animal handlers arrived at the two-storey home and began searching for the snake, which was still coiled up in the toilet bowl. Yeah, probably waiting for a bigger one. Wasn't enough, you see. The snake clearly not satisfied with that one. Next! They used snake-catching equipment to snare the python. I wonder what that is, snake-catching equipment, which measured around 4 foot long. They took it into a sack before releasing it back into the woodlands. Yeah, well, good. I mean, I'm glad they didn't kill it. It's not its fault. It's just a natural thing. It wants to eat things, doesn't it? Preferably people. They took it into a sack before releasing it back into the woodlands. The boy's terrified mother said she was still shocked about the incident. I don't know what I'd be more shocked about. You know, you get to a certain age, you know, when you're little persons, girls and boys, and you run around naked, don't you? It doesn't bother you at all, does it? And then there's an age. You get to this age and you don't want mum and dad to see you with no clothes on anymore. I don't know what would be worse for that boy, because he's 18. You know, the actual bite of the snake, or having to go to mum and say, look at this. He says, I know the snake really hurt my son, but I was relieved it was a non-venomous python, so it wouldn't have killed him. Oh, could have bitten it off, though, couldn't it, I suppose? If it was a cobra, he would be dead. He will be scared every time now he goes to the toilet, but he's recovering well at the hospital. Poor boy. Terrible, isn't it, eh? Non-venomous python. Of course, they experience a lot of snakes and that in Australia. My friend who lives over there. And, of course, we've got Michael Pullman, who's... I haven't looked at the chat box there, who's probably with us this morning. But my friend Simon, I used to DJ with him, actually, in London, at a place called Reflex in Putney. 30-odd years ago, I think it was. I don't know. And he moved over to Australia. He does writes for magazines and things like that. Simon, his name is. And he's often on his Facebook saying that he's just moved a record box and there's like I can't remember, like a brown steak curled up, asleep inside the record box and things like that. He runs out the house. You see, you think we got it bad here in the UK. Occasionally we might get a spider. I mean, how often do you actually find a spider in your room? Eh? My nephew's wife, Stacey, the other day, I was having a FaceTime with her. She's just up the road here. And this enormous spider started walking across the floor. And fortunately, her mother was here. She said, get rid of that now or I'm stamping on it. Get it out now. And her mother came along with a glass and simply put the glass on there and shoved a bit of thing under it. A spider's moving around in the glass. She said, get it out now. It looks really angry now. Angry. So now and again we get a spider. As I say, I had a very, very small one. It was only a small black one, but it looks like one of those spiders that was going to get to about 10 foot big. You know the sort, don't you? It could, I could have gone away, left that spider, perhaps when I decide to go back home again. I could have left that spider, and when I come back, I might not have got in the door. It could have been that big that it got itself right over the door, legs like that, and I wouldn't have been able to get in. Looking at me, don't come near me. Bit like cats, aren't they? You know, when they look at you, they sit down in front of you. No, thou shalt not pass. I've seen a few YouTube videos of cats and dogs, and the cat literally is standing in front of the dog, and the dog wants to go that way, and the cat sits down, and the dog will not pass that cat. We love cats. Anyway, that's the snake story. I don't know if you've ever been bitten. And of course, sometimes we get occasional wasps. How many wasps enter your home in the summer? 5? If that. Flies, a bit more of a problem, flies, but at least they don't bite people, do they? Flies are disgusting things. No, they find a little bit of food somewhere that you might have left out. I never ever leave food out. Never. I find a bit of food someone's left out here, munch it up, spit it out, and then start stamping all over it. And then you eat it. Disgusting things, flies, wasps, bees don't bother me at all. Bees don't bother me at all. What else do we find in our homes in the UK? When I was a little boy, we had a place in Roehampton. Grew up in Roehampton, really. First of all in Peckham till 1969, and then 1969 till the 80s to Roehampton, which is in southwest London. We had like a council masonette there. And we used to get a lot of silverfish in the kitchen. Loads, always had silverfish in there. You know, I'm not talking about running over the worktops, although we didn't really have worktops in those days. No. There was the sink in front of us there. We had a stand-alone... I wish I had photos. There was a stand-alone cooker there. There was like a bit of a sort of worktop, sort of. But then you'd have the kitchen table. It was very small. And then behind the kitchen table was a cupboard. And if we ever wanted to go into the cupboard, we'd have to move the table out of the way. And in the cupboard was this big tin. Now, I can tell you what was in that big tin by just saying... Do you have a drawer of many things in the kitchen? I bet you do. I have. I've got one at home and one up here. And it fills up with crap. It just, now and again, I completely empty it. And most of the stuff gets chucked away. You know, half rolls of sellotape. Screws. Those cable ties. Screwdrivers. All end up in this drawer of many things. Doesn't it? Well, that's... My mum had a tin like that, my mum and dad. It was full of stuff. Big yellow metal tin it was. And the funny thing is the gas meter was in there as well. And it always smelt a bit of gas in there. Do you think there was a leak? It always smelt a little bit like of gas in this place. So that was the back end. And coming round the front, on the right-hand side of the sink, which was, I don't think it was metal sink. I think it was ceramic sink. Next to that was another big cupboard. And that's where all the food was. And opposite that was a fridge freezer, which Mum always kept stocked up. Yeah. Keeping it out of the way of the flies, you see. So silverfish we had in there. What else have I seen in a house? I think that's about... Oh, I've had a couple of beetles in here. In this room here. 3 of them. When I first came here. I don't know where they were coming in, but I got rid of them. And never saw those again. I'm just trying to think what other insects you'd find in a house. Have you found anything unusual in your house, perhaps? Some sort of insect, whether or not you're in the UK or somewhere else. I know, I don't know if he's there at the moment, but John Parrish is from the Philippines. What would you find in a Filipino house, apart from a Filipino wife and an English husband, like what you two are? What would you find in a Filipino house? What evil creatures would you find in a Filipino house? Or indeed wherever you are? Michael Pullman, if you're here, what have you found in your house before? You know, you're sort of, I don't know, tidying up a settee or something like that. And there it is, crawling or slithering across your carpet. Very worrying. Talking to John Parrish, he sent in a couple of photos, boys and girls. I will require this morning 23 likes to see those photos. We've got 8 at the moment, so a little bit far to go today. There's a challenge for you. 23 likes this morning, okay, to see those photos. Let's just say hello to some people here. Morning to Jason Hughes, Peter Wright, George Bond, Tony King, DSLDG2. Morning to you, sir. Gary Davidson is in the house. There's John Parrish. Morning, John. A friend of mine got a bite in the bum by a rat, which came up the toilet. True. Yeah, of course, in Australia, we were always told to flush the chain before you go. Before you go. Whether or not that would send whatever up halfway up the pipe tumbling back down the pipe system, I don't know. Or whether it would just swim against it, I have no idea. Good morning to Diane Jebb. Morning, Diane. There's a lovely Fran Green. Morning, Fran. AJP Garden Machines. Good morning to you. There's a new name there. AJP Garden Machines. Good morning to you. Hello to Daniel Woodhouse. Morning. Scrolling, there's Sherry. Morning. Sherry does her own YouTube channel there. Good morning, Sherry. Tony King. Hello to John Aitken. Scrolling, Park Nest. Good morning. Someone wants to say. You're talking to each other there. Okay, I think you're talking to each other. Yes. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. John's been to Bangkok. I held a boa constrictor. I was terrified. Well, why did you hold it then? Shouldn't hold it then. Leave it alone. Sometimes you get these people, they go to courses, don't they? If they've got some sort of fear. You know, it could be heights. Well, they get you to climb up somewhere, don't they? Spiders. Fear of spiders, you can go to places and they make these things crawl all over you. And I mean all over you. Not just your hands. I've seen people having spiders put on their heads. Well, that'll be straight like that, mate. Not having any spider crawling across my head, thank you very much. How awful. Nasty things. Gary, 2 tickets. Ross is announced. There's the delightful Christopher Woodhouse. Thank you for my chat last night, Chris. Nice long chat with him as I was coming up last night on my hands-free system in the car there. Fun thing to do with tech. Good morning. He's making homemade lasagna. I hope it's vegetable lasagna. Home things to do with tech, or is it a dead animal lasagna? What is it? Perhaps you could make spider lasagna. People eat spiders. Yes. I've seen, again, YouTube videos. There's these little boys. There was about, I think it was either 2 or 3 little boys. They can only have been 7, 8, 9 years old. These little boys. And they go, I don't know what country it was now. They find these holes. And they know, you see, like, I don't know, like I would know to ride a bike. They can spot a hole. Right, there'd be a tarantula living down there. Right? I kid you not. These little boys put their hands in the hole and pull out a tarantula. And they never get bitten. Ooh, sends hairs up on the back of my neck. So they get these tarantulas and they have a little bag. One's not enough. One's not enough. Then they collect all these tarantulas in the bag and they're holding these bags and these things are crawling around inside. And then I can't remember what they do to them. They, at some point they're dead, but I can't remember what they do now. And then they because it's the hairs on the tarantula that are quite dangerous, isn't it? Little hairs they've got. Yeah, this has happened to people. Some people keep tarantulas and other strange exotic creatures in their houses. Why you would want to, I don't know, but they do. And this glass cabinet, and sometimes people take off the top of the glass cabinet. The spider doesn't move, but if it gets frightened, it fires all these little hairs out from its body. All right? If some of those end up in your eye, very painful, and there's not a lot they can do for it. You've literally got to wait for your body to reject them, and they, I don't know what happens, they come out or something like that. Very dangerous. Blooming spiders and things like that. Oh, God. But these boys, so they have this bag of spiders, and then they kind of put them on a stick. They're dead now, okay? Put them on a stick, and they toast them over the fire to burn the hairs off, you see. And when they're done, they just pull them off and start eating them. Perhaps you could do a lasagna like that. Fun things to do would be something different, wouldn't it? Do you have children in your house? I don't know if you've got children or not. Just don't tell them what it is because they won't eat it. Just let them eat it. What did you think of that? It was spider lasagna. So you could do your own cookery show on there, couldn't you? You could have your own video. Spider lasagna. I bet that'd get a few hits. Talking of hits to videos, we've had a little bit of success with one of the videos. Yes, with the help of my brother-in-law putting the correct tags in, keywords. I find all that just, it's like another language to me. Very difficult to work. But nevertheless, he had a look at it, changed a few bits and pieces. We've had about 6,500 views on that now. I don't usually have that on my videos, as you well know. So that actual video's got me about £6. You've got to be in the thousands to earn any money from these videos. I tell you that. There's some people on there, you know, they're on millions of pounds, thousands of pounds a month. Some people earn off YouTube. Me, well, don't even talk about it. I'll start getting very depressed. Morning to Gary Butler, my nephew Gary. A nice chat with him and my sister and brother-in-law on the phone on the way up last night. Okay, let's just scroll down a bit here. Flies digest food by barfing up on it so they can consume it. It's disgusting, flies, aren't they? They really are. Hello to William Chisholm. Good morning to you. I think you're new there. Morning to you. They deep fry the spiders. Yes, that's right. I remember now. He's got this it's like a frying pan wok type thing, and they just chuck them in. I hope the spiders die instantly, actually. I'm not into pain for animals or anything like that. I think it's a bit cruel, that, but they literally just chuck them in and that's it, innit? Go on, Christopher Woodhouse, you want a spider lasagna. Mandy Davenport, good morning. Mandy Davenport, head of pain and suffering on this channel, boys and girls. Yeah. Perhaps Mickey's head of baking on this channel. He could make a nice spider pie, couldn't he? Perhaps that could be a new thing at Greg's. Spider pies. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Spider pies at Greg's. Sounds quite nice. Daniel, is that a joke there? Okay. John, we went to a dangerous creature zoo. There were huge alligators and tarantulas. The keeper put the snake over my shoulder. Well, you can keep it then, I think, really. Well, I think you can keep that, really. All right. 15 likes at the moment. We want 23 likes this morning, boys and girls. I did say 23 tonight. 23 likes this morning to see John Parrish's photos there. Mick Davenport today is... That's 2 in a week, isn't it? Mick Davenport is celebrating 10 happy years anniversary with his wife, Mandy. And quite frankly, I'm not surprised. I saw a picture of you both yesterday, actually, while I was scrolling up and down the old Facebook thing from when you were married, and you look absolutely delighted to be together, and I hope you are for many more years. It's wonderful to stay with one person for so many years. So happy anniversary to Mick and Mandy today. There we are. The anniversary was with you. Perhaps you'd like to employ me. Obviously, you can't have a 10th wedding anniversary party, but I could come and sing you a couple of numbers at it, you know. You know, if you have a little mobile... I wouldn't want to do the DJ, and I don't do that anymore. John found in his house a 2-inch long more cockroaches, cobras, rats, stray dogs in his house. Oh, no, dear. Not for me. Not for me. Oh, horrible things. How's your floor holding up? Very well, actually. I don't know if you'd be able to see that on the other camera. Just a minute. Let's get rid of that date. No, it's too far away. It's just down there. It's holding up very well, actually. Very well indeed. Well, I ain't gone through it yet. I won't go through that bit. I certainly won't go through that bit, William. Good morning to Cycle Ranger joining us there. Morning to you, Cycle Ranger. It was a nice drive up here yesterday. Very nice indeed. I left my house. I had no intention. I didn't know when I was going to come up. And then sort of yesterday after the show, I thought I might as well go up today. I'm not doing anything now. The quiz is almost done for next Tuesday. That's how far ahead I am. The quiz is almost done. I haven't finished the current... Everything's done except the current affairs question, which kind of get done during the week. If you didn't know already, we do a quiz on this channel, boys and girls. Okay, that's every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. So a nice drive up here. And I managed to bring my big plant up here. I say big plant. It's a big pot, right? But I haven't been able to lift it because when you water it, it's so heavy, right? So over the last week or so, I've been kind of hoping that it hasn't rained, and it hasn't really rained much at all, to be honest. Hardly rained at all. So that's now kind of dried out, although that hasn't affected the plant, and I've been able to lift it's a great big pot like that. I'll be able to lift it, put it in the back of my car, and that's out the front, because the particular plant in there doesn't do too well in my back garden. Back at the house, I don't have a south-facing garden, and it's very green, but not many flowers. I don't really get many flowers there at all. And in the pot is a perennie, and they require a lot of sunlight. So I've bought that here, which actually has just given me into another problem now. I've just realised something. Because also in this pot is a passion flower, which is a climber. If you know anything about plants, it's a climber thing, right? So that's in the pot as well, which has planted itself in there, actually. I have a passion flower in the garden climbing from the ground, and it's going right up the tree. Again, unfortunately, I get lots of buds on it, but the buds open and there's no flower in there because it's just not sunny enough. So I've actually bought that here, and I'm going to trail it along the fence. In and out. There's like the fence, which is directly in front of me. So caravan, car, fence, because I'm at the end, you see. And the fence is like bits of wood like that with gaps in. So I won't have to nail it, just in and out like that. And that'll look really nice. If it flowers next year, sometimes things don't always flower the first year. But if it flowers next year, that would be absolutely fantastic. Morning to Michael Lawrence. Morning, Michael. Just joining us there. Excellent. Cycle Ranger's going to build a shed, are you? Oh, well, good luck. I'll send my nephew round. He'll be able to help you. He's just built a shed. Nice. He's just built a little shed there. 16 likes at the moment. We want 23 this morning to show you John Parrish's picture. Okay. The old virus goes on and on, doesn't it really? I saw a post this morning, something about Christmas won't happen unless we all start being a little bit more careful. Well, I don't know. In the Daily Mirror this morning, you may have seen on the news that one of the vaccine trials has been stopped because someone's had a bit of a bad reaction. And that's why it takes so long to produce a vaccine. You can't rush these things. You know, first of all, I suppose, whether or not you agree with it or not, first of all, they tend to test stuff on animals, as you know. Then there'd be a very small number of people who are all, in this country, they're all volunteers. I think they get paid for it. In fact, I know they get paid for it. They do get paid for it. You, if you want to, you can seek out a vaccine trial of some sort, not necessarily the coronavirus thing. A lad I was going out with 20 years ago, he was Welsh, his name was Lee. And he decided to do this, not a vaccine trial, a drugs trial, a headache tablet trial, right? And he was offered £1,000 to do that. And he wasn't working. He said, well, I might as well do this. And he went to this clinic. And first of all, they have to induce a headache. Now, I don't know how you induce a headache. They gave him an injection and it brought a headache on. How that works, I don't know. And I said, what was the headache like? He said, it was the worst headache you could possibly imagine. He said, and then they have to take pills, yeah, to see how the pills combat the headache. And for that, he received £1,000. There's always going to be an element of danger there, isn't there, I suppose? But by the time, so that, you know, when they start, it's just one or two, not many people. And then if that works, then they expand it to more people. And again, and in the end, they're testing lots and lots of people with this vaccine. And they're looking for things that go wrong. When they give you these injections, you know, they're pretty sure that nothing will go wrong, but it might. And that's the whole idea of testing it on people. There was a case, wasn't it about 10 years ago? I seem to remember a trial for something and it went badly wrong. And I think people lost fingers and they were injected or whatever with this stuff, and people literally lost fingers. They had a really bad reaction to this drug. And I was so surprised, you know, because once again, you know, all this stuff would have been tested meticulously. When we get to the human part of it, that's the end. That's the last thing they do before it's sent out and start making the company loads of money. Some of these drugs are so expensive, you know. I had, as I mentioned, I had my pills the other day from the hospital. They tend to send out 6 months at a time. Well, I used to go and pick them up. At the moment, they're sending them out. They don't really want you to go into a hospital unless you absolutely have to. I went out for me afternoon walk, and they left them. I got bing bong, you know, I got my Ring doorbell thing. And it bing bong, and there's someone outside. A parcel for you. Okay, just leave it out the front there. I thought with that thinking, really. Anyway, I was only 5 minutes away from the house. I thought, well, I better go back just to see what it is. So I went back, and there was my drugs. There were my pills from the hospital. You know, something between probably about £3,000 to £5,000 worth. That's how much they are. One little, I looked it up once, not the ones I'm on now, but the first lot I had, the one little bottle, and if you wanted to buy them, they were £500. And people are so blasé about this stuff. You know, you know, the sort of people, it's my right, I've been paying into the system X number of years, I do what I like. And then they lose tablets, and they think that's like just a... Not to worry about it. I'd be devastated if I lost so much of one pill out of a little bottle of pills that the NHS has had to pay £500 for. You know, I don't think they're that much now because they're very expensive when they first come out. as time goes on, the company that produces them, I think it's 10 years. They have a 10 years monopoly on that tablet. And they have to have, because it's cost them a vast fortune to develop this thing. Tablets can cost millions of pounds before they are brought to fruition and given out to the general public for the various ailments. Millions of pounds. So that's why it's £500 a bottle, or the cancer treatments as well. They got to make the money back somehow. That's why, you see. Anyway, in the Daily Mirror, they've had to halt the university-led trial for a vaccine for the coronavirus after a UK participant reported a possible side effect during a study which experts hope could become available next year. If they get it working. They'll have to try it on many, many people before they let it out into the general public, because don't like to be really blunt about it, but you're better off to have perhaps 1 or 2 people die in a trial rather than 1 million die by sending it out into the public. You know, any death is one too many. But a participant of the coronavirus trial has told how he suffered a headache, chills and fever just hours after being given an anti-COVID jab. Now, I don't know about you. Anyone have the flu injection? I have it every year. Every year. But there was one occasion where I had this injection on Thursday or whatever. And then on Tuesday, that's when I was really ill that time. That was at the Golden Lion. Some of you remember that. I know Maureen remembers it. Morning to Maureen this morning. Oh dear, I've dropped something. Hang on. Sorry, I've not got much space in here. Morning to Maureen, if you're there this morning, Maureen. I'm putting the phone over here now, the text phone, okay? Because it just bleeps around in this room. I think it's because I'm surrounded by metal. It kind of reflects the signal in here. Yeah, I became really ill after a flu injection. This is about 3 or 4 years ago now. Well, I don't think it probably was that. They tell you it can't give you the flu. You probably had it before you had the injection, and I ended up going to hospital and they shoved that blooming cotton wool up your nose. Oh, it's horrible, that is. Horrible. Yeah, they just, yeah, you got the flu. Did you have the injection? I'm like, well, yes. He said, you must have had it before the injection then, you know. So it could just be that. Maybe it was just unlucky. The unnamed volunteer received the first shot in May of the vaccine. Said, I woke up about 2 a.m. and was freezing but had a temperature above 39 degrees centigrade. I felt incredibly weak and couldn't get up and move, so my partner had to get me paracetamol. Now, this is very similar to what I experienced about 3 years ago. The temperature continued for about a day and I just felt really weak and lethargic and couldn't really do anything. The injection left him feeling so fatigued that all he could do was sleep for most of the second day, he claimed. A booster shot appointment for Monday was suddenly cancelled by email the night before. He said he's in a late stage study of the vaccine, which experts hope could give the public some time next year, but it's been paused. It's been paused because of that. So a little bit of bad news there, really, isn't it? A little bit of bad news there. I hope... I suppose they will continue with that at some point, something like that, won't they? Yeah. Yeah. Could be something like that, really. What else have we got here this morning? Let's have a look. Pop. There we are. In the Metro this morning. Very good news. Very, very good news. Trash is being removed from our television, boys and girls. This show is finishing. I'm so happy. I've only glanced at this for a few seconds when I've unfortunately had the unfortunate experience of watching this on a TV screen around my mate's house because his other half loves this sort of trash television. We call it trash television. The youngsters love it, don't they? Keeping up with the Kardashians, finishing. Thank you for no longer wasting the space and time and electricity on our TV transmitters. A number of behind-the-scenes factors may have led to the Keeping Up with the Kardashians ending, according to reports. Kim Kardashian shocked us all earlier this week when she confirmed that the show would end. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. All those weeks of going to church has paid off at last. following the conclusion of its 20th season. I mean, why do you watch this stuff? It's just a load of vacuous, fake people prancing around on the telly. That's all it is, isn't it? Rowing, sleeping with each other. God. It's been on for 14 years. According to Page 6, which I don't know what that is actually, some sort of magazine or something, there are a number of reasons that could have been behind the show's demise. The family notably renewed... this is what they get, right? The family notably renewed their contract with E, which is, I think, the TV channel, the network's parent company, yes, for $100 million, about £78 million. That's what they get for running around on the screen with all this fakeness and that Kane West or whatever his name is, isn't it? Is he part of it? See, I don't know. I've only glanced at it a couple of times and thought, what is this? Like those housewife programmes, you know, the Housewives of New York. And there they are. Faces like, lips like, awful. All these old bags screaming and shouting about their relationships. Awful. No entertainment value whatsoever as far as I'm concerned. They added that although the show's ratings has declined since its debut in 2007, this was normal for many other series being broadcast across cable networks in the US. Insiders have also previously claimed that Kane West's mental health breakdown could have played a part. Well, I'm not really interested. I'm just not interested in anything. Kim had shared the announcement the show will end on Instagram, saying it wasn't an easy decision for her family to make. Well, really? What you mean to say is that you don't need the money now, love. So thank you, Lord above, for allowing us not to have to watch that rubbish that you shove out there. Morning to Adam the plumber. Hello to you. Awful. Just awful. Never mind. Fancy a nice bungalow with a difference? In this morning's Metro. You'll love this. Looking for a property with a difference? Or just want a lot of outdoor space? Ah, you'll like this. And you'll be able to travel from place to place quite easily. Look no further than this bungalow, which has its own private airfield. I kid you not. Now, obviously not enough for a jumbo jet, although isn't British Airways selling off some of its 747s? Oh, how lovely. Wouldn't you like to own a 747 with the upstairs? Oh, how lovely. It would just be like a house, wouldn't it? I suppose you could live on the plane, couldn't you? An X-plane? That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? Couldn't you just buy a plane, say, and get a piece of land? You know, get the plane bought to this piece of land and just dump it there and then take out all those seats and do it up nice. My nephew and brother-in-law would be able to do that. Perhaps that's a new business for them. Live in a plane. That'd be quite nice. I think so. Up the steps you'd go. Wouldn't really suffer from burglars probably, would you? You know, because when you go out, you just take the steps with you. How are they going to get up there? So, this place is a bungalow with its own private airfield, known as Maypole Airfield. It's 700-metre grass landing strip near Canterbury in Kent. So, nice part of the world as well. Very green. Very green. Don't go to Margate. Oh, what a dump. Oh, God, Margate here. Similar to Croydon. It's only big enough for a light aircraft. But really, do you need anything bigger than that? I don't think you do. Well, unless you've got a big family. Have you ever been on a light aircraft? A little bit of wind, whoosh, up it goes. You know, like sometimes you're on a big plane, you're flying along, and you get a bit of turbulence. And all the people at the back are screaming, "Oh, we're going to die, we're going to die, we're going to die." It's up and down like that. Little aircraft, you're flying along and whoosh, suddenly it throws you over like that. It's true. I've been on a few. But you get your own little light aircraft on here. It says, do you need anything bigger than a light aircraft? You can still take your plane to France and then home to frolic in the fields. Frolic in the fields. Has anyone ever done that? May I ask a personal question? Has anyone, don't like to shout this too loud, has anyone been in a haystack? Anyone done that? It says, along with the field, you'll also get an extensive hangar buildings, a new studio for United Kingdom talk maybe, horse stabling and almost 55 acres of pasture land. How lovely. Got your little house in the middle there, little bungalow, surrounded by 55 acres of pasture. Oh, you'd be forever cutting the grass, wouldn't you? Eh? You'd be up and down with that little lawnmower. Poor old John Parrish, you'd have to have a rest, wouldn't you, my darling? You'd have to keep stopping it. I just have a cup of tea. Eh? Those of you a little bit overweight like myself, that would be very good for your weight loss. Pushing a lawnmower. Time you got to the end, you'd have to start all over again, wouldn't you? You'd look forward to the winter. You'd be looking forward to the winter, then you wouldn't have to do it. Summer comes, up and down you are. Incidentally, if you need a lawnmower at all, petrol-driven lawnmowers available from Scrap It Man. Very good deals. If you mention United Kingdom Talk, he will give you 0.5% off the prize, plus one of his free stickers. Very good value. You get a 3-bedroom bungalow as well. That sounds nice. I wonder how much that's going for. Only £1.3 million. Absolute bargain. The airfield lot is on sale for £1.3 million. Then, that's not all. There's a small additional cost. The bungalow is for sale at £675,000. So the whole thing is for just a touch under £2 million. Please send super chats in immediately, and then I might be able to afford one of those. The bungalow is known as White Horse Cottage. I wonder if that was named after Camilla Parker Bowles or Janet Street Porker. Hello, my name's Janet Street Porker, and welcome to Loose Women. What shall we talk about today? Hello, girls. How are you today? Let's talk about all our relationships. On comes Denise Welsh. Oh, I don't want to talk about this today. Oh, dreadful programme. Please bring back Crown Court. Oh, who's the gay one? Judge Rinder. I quite like that. He's funny, isn't he? Judge Rinder. Do you watch that? I was asked to go on there. This bloke rang me up. He'd seen this show. He said, I'm the, what they call, casting director. I've seen your shows. I think you'd be really good on Judge Rinder. Is there anyone that you'd like to take to court? I said, well, where do you want me to start, dear? We'll start with a few people in the chat box. Disruption of the show. But, I thought about it and I thought, no, what do I want to go on that for? I don't want to drag someone on the telly to slag them off. That's not for me. That's not for me. It says it's got plenty of countryside charm with a brick fireplace and French doors. Who's got their own smoking fire? What's it called? Proper fire in the house. That's lovely, isn't it? So there we are. It's in Howth, which is easy driving from Herne Bay and Whitstable. Sounds very nice, doesn't it? A little bit overpriced. Was it like your own little private plane? Something like that. Barry Manilow's got his own jet. He's not got a light aircraft. He's got a jet. Yes. Lovely. Lovely. Good morning to Jeff. Hello to Jeff. And Linda this morning in Sheffield. Good morning, you two. Morning. As you can see, I'm back up at the Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex. I've actually got quite a lot of work to do today. I have, well, it's not a news screen, but I've got a different video screen to put in here, like a wide one. This is an old square one here. Again, can you see it on that camera? I don't think you can. 1 minute. Try. Let's try. No, not really, can you? You can't see it. But it's an old square one I've got here. It's not even a wide one. And what I did is I took my karaoke screen apart, the one that I was using to go mobile, not the one I use at Central Station. That stuff is still there, you know, locked away, waiting for the return of karaoke, which I've kept pushing this, but I can't see karaoke happening again until Easter. I cannot see it happening at Christmas. It's only 4 months away anyway, and we're just starting this blooming thing all over again, aren't we? I cannot see karaoke happening until Easter at the earliest now. But I've kind of pretty much decided that I don't really want to go mobile karaoke anymore. You know, as in, Chris, would you come and do the karaoke tonight for us? Like one-offs or even where I have to carry around lots of equipment. I've done that now. And while I'm standing there doing it, I enjoy it. What I don't enjoy is getting in the car and getting there and having to get through all this traffic and then setting the stuff up and taking it back down again. It's all a bit of a pain. It's very easy for me to do. I know exactly what I'm doing, but it's just I can't be bothered anymore. So I've got some equipment, which is not new at all, but it's just sitting there doing nothing. So I took the screen off its stand, and I've got that with me, and I'm going to replace that today, which has got to go on this new bracket, which I don't know if you can see that. If I pull that over, no, you can't see. Oh, yeah, you can just see that. See that? And it's really good, that bracket. It's all metal, very strong. Only 25 quid, that. It's good, isn't it? I couldn't believe the difference in prices of monitor brackets. Some of them are like 100 odd quid. For a bit of metal, this is 25 quid, that, and I thought that was good value. It's very strong. It's all painted in black. I'm sorry you can't see it. Actually, yeah. Oh, go on then. I don't like moving this camera. There it is. It's all waiting, you see. There it is there. That's the old screen there. There's the old screen. There's the new monitor bracket, so that'll be going there. See, the trouble is when you move that camera... Oh, you see it now? Look. I hate doing that. I was mortified when the lady from... BBC Look North. Do you remember when she came in here in January, wasn't it? And she came in. She was sitting here. Can we move the camera? And she moved it. I nearly hit her. She was lovely. She was. Was it Angela? Can't remember her name now. Or Fiona, something like that. It was. So I've got that to do. Yeah, this is really strong. It don't move. It's very good, actually. I'm surprised how well I've done that. It's just this clip that goes kind of on the bit of wood and you do the thing up underneath. And that's it. It holds on. It's absolutely solid, that is. It don't move. In fact, when I move that, the whole desk moves. So I know it's on there pretty well. So I've got that to do. I also bought up a mixer. Because this little mixer next to me, it's a bit fiddly. Plus... if I move the power lead behind it, you get the most terrible buzz. There's something wrong with the connection. And funnily enough, that's the second one of those I've had. The first one I had, and within a couple of weeks, the connection at the back became... like, if you move it, it got bzzz, and you've got to fiddle with it. So that can be changed. So I've bought up again, an old mixer that I use to go mobile with. It's actually the same one as I use at Central Station. But I'd intended to get a new one of those at some point, so I've bought that up as well. So I've got that to change today. This will probably be the last day you see our balloons backdrop. Okay, the new backdrop arrived, so I'm hoping to put that up today, ready for tomorrow's show. What is it tomorrow? It's not Tuesday, is it? What is it today? It's Friday. It's Saturday tomorrow. I'm really confused with the days. Really confused. I've been like this for months now. I don't know what day it is anymore. Perhaps that's a good thing, you know. Perhaps today is a good day to die. As they say on Star Trek, that's what the Klingons say. Today is a good day to die, don't they? Don't say that to anyone who's not well in hospital. They're licher. They're licher. So I've got a new backdrop to put up today. I've got this. What's this? Come on, boys. You know what that is, ladies? What's that? Go on, tell me what that is. What is that for? Come on. Come on, clever clogs. What's that for? Tell me. How are we doing on the likes? 19 likes, 4 more. And I'll show you John Parrish's photographs this morning. Okay, what is this? Eh? What's that for? Tell me. So I've got that to do. And for my new backdrop, we have the gun stapler with the small staples. I've got 2 gun staplers. One has got small staples, like, you know, so thick, and the other one's got ones like that. This is the one with the... I've got 3 gun staplers, actually. One with small staples, one with big staples, and one with wire staples for cables. Yeah, don't ever try and use a normal stapler to put cables up, because at some point, it might not happen instantly. At some point, you'll probably go through somewhere and you'll short out the wires, and then you plug it in and it'll go bang, or do you some damage. Even if you don't short out the wires, what can happen is that one of your things, even if you're using the proper wire ones, be very careful when you're doing that, because you might go through there, it might not short it out, but you might have made contact with that live wire, you see? And if someone brushes past it, bang, you get electric shock and die. You know? Well done, everyone. Oh, very, very impressive. William, there we are. Oh, no, who was it? Mick. Top of staircase post, top of fence post. That's it, Jeff. It's a top of fence post, yes. Because my veranda is a little bit, you know. And I have stuck them on before, right? But I'd used the wrong stuff. I got one. DIY Chris is in the house. No more nows. And last week, I thought, I wonder how strong these are. I put them on a few weeks ago. They all came off. You know why? I used No More Nows exterior version. What an idiot. No More Nows exterior version. So I had a little bit interior. I used No More Nows interior. Right? You put it outside, stuff just falls off. And I pulled most of them off. One or two of them I was able to stick back on because I had some exterior No More Nows. And so that would have been a week ago. And last night, one of the first things when I brought my bags in, I was mucking around. Absolutely solid on there with the exterior one. So I bought some more of that off the Amazon. And I'm going to be installing this today professionally. Would you like a little video of that? I'm going to have a little video of that. Chris Reardon DIY videos. Probably get more views than this blooming crap anyway. There we are. So that to do there. And that's it. So going to be very, very busy this afternoon. Is there anything else I've got to do? Yeah, I forgot to cut my hair. I haven't cut my hair yet. I usually do that on a Thursday, every other week on a Thursday, but there we are. Top of the fence is exactly what that is. Well done there. Well done, Cycle Ranger. Parknest thought it was just a piece of wood. Well, I don't know. It's nice, isn't it? Perhaps I could have a little plaque on there as well. Chris Reardon lived here. You know, like those blue circle things that they put on some of the houses? Eh? I don't know what it is, Gary. Who knows? It's one of life's many mysteries what that is. I could do with painting that fence post. The trouble is it's all got lights around it now and all that sort of thing. So that's what I've got to do there. Went for a mega... How are we doing on likes? 20 there. Good morning, Mark. Morning, Mark Bowles joining us this morning. Morning, young Mark. Went for a mega walk yesterday. 2.5 hours I was out walking. And I did 16,000 steps yesterday. That was over Swinley Forest down in Berkshire. 16,000 steps I did yesterday. 1,000? Yeah, 16,000 steps, which was, I think it equated to about 6.5 miles. But my feet were aching after that, I'll tell you. They really were, and they smelt. I took my trainers off, and they stank my feet. But the socks are still on. You know, they seem to be all right. I like to wear socks 3 or 4 days in a row until they're literally walking off my feet, you know. Why waste washing up powder when you don't have to, or washing up liquid, whatever you use? It's funny, actually. In that 2.5 hours, I passed 3 people over Swinley Forest. That's it, just 3 people. And not too bad with the rubbish. I only picked up 3 items in that 2.5 hours. So clearly, those awful people, you know, who came over there during lockdown, who didn't know how to treat the forest or the beautiful English countryside, we've now finally, they've stopped coming over there at last, and everyone else has cleaned up after these dirty so-and-sos, I'm pleased to announce. You know, awful. So that was that. And then, what else have I got to do? Screen, backdrop, gun stapler, showed you that. Oh, talking of backdrops, this week's Super Chat prize is one of our backdrops, okay? All right. Last week's Super Chat prize was won by, let me think carefully, Peter Wright again. Peter Wright wins again. He's on a bit of a winning streak at the moment. He won, was it the bingo the other day? I can't remember what house you've won, Peter. But Peter's won a few things recently. Not every single week, but recently. So he won the mug, which went off yesterday afternoon. About 1 o'clock. I'll be very surprised if you don't get it today, actually. But this is our prize this week. It's one of our old backdrops, okay? It's a pink. It's all pink. It's very spring-like. So it's pink flowers and trees, and it's very big. It's about 7 foot. It's about 9 foot across and 7 foot long, or something like that, roughly. Okay. So that's the backdrop. What I'll try and do is the RAF are at it again, dear. Oh, they were late last night, Jeff. Blimey, 11:45. They were still flying over here last night. There I am, trying to watch part of that programme, the what is it, The Fall, with Gillian Anderson. Oh, it was really good, yes. Last night's episode, I'm up to, it's all on the Netflix, you know, so watch it when you want. I think I'm up to about Series 2, Episode 4 or 5, and it was a really intense interview with the bloke who's doing the murdering. Spectre, I think his name is. Spectre, or Scepter. Septic? No, not Septic. That's a tank, isn't it? Spectre, I think that's his name. And there was a really intense interview with Gillian Anderson in like the little interview room within the police station. Really good. Had me on the edge of my seat. There I am sitting in the living room here eating beans on toast with my mouth open watching this. It's an excellent series. I know I go on about it. Sometimes I get really into a TV programme and I really, really want you to watch it. And that's the one at the moment I'm watching, The Fall, starring Gillian Anderson. The trouble is the murderer is really good looking, you know. I'm sorry to have to say it, but if you wanted to be murdered, that if you were about to be murdered, okay, that is who you would want to murder you. Not some fat middle-aged thing like myself. You want a really... Is that sick? Is that sick? If you were going to be murdered, you want to be murdered by a really nice-looking fit lad, wouldn't you? Or maybe some of the straight lads on here, you know, death by being sat on. Death by a beautiful lady sitting on your face. I mean, I don't know what you want. You tell me. Does that appeal to you, Mark Bowles? I'm a little bit concerned about Mark Bowles' girlfriend because she's friended me on Facebook. That's worrying. Tina. She's friended me on Facebook. You know, I thought, oh, shall I block her immediately? And I thought, no, play along. She's watching me now. She's concerned, I reckon. Tina, Mark Bowles' girlfriend. She's friended me on Facebook. It's a bit worrying. Although I have to tell you, better tell her I don't really use the message thing on Facebook. I hardly ever go on the message thing on Facebook. Gets on my bleeding nerves, that does. Ping, ping, ping. People wanting stuff all the time. Go away. Honestly, I hardly ever look at the messenger thing on the Facebook there. Morning to Heidi Young. Good morning to you. We're all looking forward to the weekend. These planes, are you on the site at the moment? I think you are, Heidi. Weren't they late last night? 11:45 these planes were going over there. Most annoying, most annoying. Anyway, what have we got here? So that's the Fall on the telly. After 8 mints and other Christmas type that Mark reckons I should block her. Shall I? Shall I block her? I'm going to offer her money for you. Perhaps she'll sell you to me. I can afford it. You know, I can afford it. Maybe I can sell a couple of more mugs or something like that. There's our Rachel. Good morning, Rachel. After 8 mints. You like those Christmas sweets and things like that, do you? Eh? After 8 mints. You really only ever have them at Christmas. Why is that? Or is that just me? Things like after 8 mints, certain nuts as well. I can't remember what the nuts are. Big bowl of nuts we used to have at Christmas. Certain things you only see at Christmas. Don't you? Terry's chocolate orange, there's another one. Only ever really saw them at Christmas. Wouldn't even consider buying them the rest of the year. They were in the shops. You just didn't have them in the rest of the year, did you? Dates. My mum used to love dates. She loved them. Dates. Things at Christmas. What things at Christmas do you have at Christmas? Food type things. Brussels sprouts. What things at Christmas? Sweetie type things. Do you only have at Christmas? There's a question for you. After 8 mints, lovely. They got something else now. In the Metro today. Orange and mint is not a flavour combination that many people crave. In fact, the two tastes famously clash, which is why you never drink orange juice after brushing your teeth. Now, I rarely drink orange juice, actually. I certainly don't think I've ever had orange juice after brushing my teeth. Perhaps we should try that one morning, eh? I brush my teeth, as I always do, before I come and speak to you. You notice when you're watching this show, there's no smell coming through, is there? Fresh breath, dear. Fresh breath. I could brush my teeth, literally. I could make sure I brush them perhaps while the opening film is on, come straight in here and then drink some orange juice and tell you what it's like. It says, however, in the Metro this morning, After Eights think they have cracked the tricky combination and have created a version of their much-loved chocolates that are both mint and orange flavoured. How's that sound? I don't know. The new flavour features the classic dark chocolate. The classic dark chocolate coating and peppermint filling, but this time there is a citrus twist. It could make for the perfect refreshing treat after dinner, or you could get flashbacks to a glass of Tropicana mingling with the toothpaste in your mouth. Oh, that Tropicana, why is that so dear? There's orange juice and there's orange juice, isn't there? A Tropicana is well overpriced, and it's the same, you know, the Marks and Spencer's orange juice. Now, don't get me wrong, it's absolutely delicious, but it's really expensive as well, isn't it? It says you'll have to try them for yourself to decide. The After Eight orange and mint chocolates are being sold in B&M stores nationwide, £1.99 for a box. Sister, if you're watching this, do you want to go down to a B&M? A little trip out or something? And we'll see if we can find the After Eights. We need to get this to test on the... Not because I like eating sweets or anything sweets. To test on the show, boys and girls. That's what we need to do. Test them on the show. I might even buy a little box and put them in with the prize this week. The Super Chatters prize. Would you like that? Would you? Would you love it? I think you might like that, mightn't you? Chris Woodhouse won a Frey Bento steak and kidney pie once, didn't you, eh? I keep forgetting. I mean to go out and buy a little item of food to put with the Super Chat prize. I keep forgetting to do that. It says the launch comes just weeks after the news that gin and tonic flavour After Eights are set to launch in the UK. They're not out yet. Perfect if you like the chocolates with a slightly boozy edge. Oh, yes, dear. Yeah. Who likes a little bit of a drink? I can just see it now. Let's have a look down the list. Who do we think likes a drink? I reckon old Parkness would like a drink. Do you like a drink, Parkness? I can see you sitting there, drunk as a skunk with your After Eight. Oh, right. How's it going? Have another After Eight mint there. Mick doesn't like the dark chocolate there. Mark Bowles has just sent in a £1 super chat. Thank you, Mark Doles, this morning. He's pushed the boat out this morning. Thank you, Mark. Let me give you a free raffle ticket, Mark. So you are now in. Actually, your little boy would probably like it. I don't know. It's not like it's got spaceships on it. It's just trees and pink stuff. I don't know if he'd like it or not, but yeah. Let me give you a free raffle ticket. 200. You don't need to know the number, actually, Mark, for this, because I read out the names anyway. 201 for you, Mark Bowles. There you go. And you got at this point in time, you got a really good chance of winning this, because there's only about 3 tickets. Oh no, there's a few more than 3. There's about 12 tickets in there altogether. There you go, Mark. It's gone in there in the Chris Reardon. It's even engraved. Look at that, Adam the plumber out there. Chris Reardon's Super Chatter Raffle United Kingdom Talk. Look at that. It's all engraved, that. Isn't it clever? Wonder how they do it. Is it a machine? Maybe they get a mouse, do they, to nibble away at the glass. Like that. There you go. All right. So you could win this. Would you like me to expose it a little bit more for you, Mark? Do you want me to expose it a bit more? This is what the Super Chat raffle is next week. I did show you yesterday. What I'll do, as I say, is try and find one of the shows that I use this on. And then that's it. Now we'll get it the right way up. Hang on a minute. Where's the blooming roots on this thing? Roots! Where are the... There they are. That's it. Okay, there it is, Mark. I don't know if your little boy would like this on his wall if you win it. There we go. So it's trees and things. See? There you go. Look. Is that upside down? Oh, it might be upside down. Oh, dear. And there it is. A little bit of green on the side. You can't really see that. No, I'll find the picture. I'll find the picture to show you and do it like that, okay? Oh, another thing to do today. I'll fold that up a little bit later. Let me put that over there for now. Let me just write that down. Picture of backdrop. Actually, Adam the plumber, are you around at the moment? Do you know what period I used that? It would have been quite a long period that I used that. Thanks, Mark. He'd love it, would he? Okay, he would love something like that. What is he, 3 years old? 3 years? Oh, what number was I? Oh, you don't need to know the number, actually, Mark. We always just, we always read the number out on those. Oh, hang on a minute. I'll put it in here now. Oh, hang on. I'll look back, won't I? 200 1 minute. 201 you were. 201. 201. Okay. Don't cheat for Mark. You couldn't ever say I cheat. You know how obvious I am when I'm doing the... I always make sure that you can see exactly what's going on. Good morning, Colin K. Mark wants some exposure. Yes. I haven't blocked your missus yet. I must do that before we finish the show. John Parrish wants some lashes and he'll send me £1. Okay, John. There you go. Oh, what I do for money, dear. Jason, how rude. My dog needs a new blanket for the bed. How rude are you? I hope you don't. Well, you won't win it, will you? It's only for the super chatters, darling. And I hope you... Please don't send £1, Jason. It would break my heart to see that on your dog's bed. Dreadful. Anyway, we're still talking about the after eights there, aren't we? Other things that just come out at Christmas. Quality Street. Really? Do you have those during the year? I know some people have always had a big tin of Quality Street. I'll never forget, and DJ Chris will tell you this. There was one bloke who used to come in the pub. No, I won't tell you his name. He was a really big lad. Really big and well into his 60s. And he would just eat and eat and eat. And I'll never forget one day he came in with his blooming Quality Street tin. And it was an old Quality Street tin, you know. They were that big then, weren't they? This was full up with sweets. And he said, oh, thank you, John. Dear. I thought you were joking. 202, John Parrish. Super chat for John Parrish there. Thank you, John. John Parrish, 202. Hang on a minute. There you go, mate. 202 there, okay. Oh, by the way, how are we doing on these likes this morning? Let's have a look. Oh, come on. One more like and I'll show you his pictures. All right. There you go. In the little pot for you there. And he had this big thing. Me and Chris watched him. Me and DJ Chris, we watched him. He just kept eating this stuff. These sweets. And then it comes to the end, right? I kid you not. He went, put his hand down by the side of his chair and picked up this carrier bag. Me and Chris are watching it. He put the carrier bag above the tin, put it up like that, and an entire carrier bag of sweets, little sweets like Quality Street, filled up the tin again. I mean, how much can you eat? Dear me, how much can you eat? Shocking. All these sweets were pouring into it. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. But there we are. One of those things anyway. So yes, Quality Street. Audi have got them out now, actually. The Quality Streets and stuff like that. Quality Streets. And they got the blue tin. Is that Celebrations, the blue one? And I think they do their own one, which are probably perfectly all right. But they're dirt cheap in Audi at the moment. If you want to buy the sweets now, buy them now. Yeah, don't leave them till Christmas. That's when they get to £5 and £6 a box. £7 I've seen. Buy them now. I think they're about £3, $2.99 or $3.99 at the moment in Aldi for those sweeties and things like that. Okay. Let me just scroll up there because I've got a. Parkness lives an alcohol-free existence. John Parrish is having a Stella now. Terrible, John. Bit early to be sleeping, isn't it, eh? Christmas pudding, of course, and Christmas cake. That you only see that at Christmas. Yep. Did you see Naga this morning, all in brown? Yes, I did, but I preferred her outfit yesterday. She's got this blue outfit, which looks like a dress until she stands up, and it's like, well, she don't stand up. It's like a trouser suit. That's my favourite item of her wearing there. Yeah. Quite nice, quite nice. Anything else about the Christmas stuff there? No. John Aitken, the scaffolder, has just arrived, but he's got his jumper on. Must be cold. I'll ask if he wants a cup of tea. I dare you. I dare you to go and ask that scaffolder if he wants a cup of tea. I dare you. Go on, go and do it. Go and see if your scaffolder wants a cup of tea. Where's my picture, says Mick. I haven't got a picture from you. There's no picture there from you, sunshine. Probably in the email system somewhere. I haven't had time to do anything when I come up here. I'll have a look for tomorrow's show, all right, Mick? Hope that's all right. We're still waiting for one more like. Never mind. Where's my little list of things? Done that. There's our After 8 story. Are you a round dodger? You go into a pub. Time for your round. Oh, I'm just going in the toilet. Who does that? Any of you do that? I don't get involved in rounds. Do you want a drink, Chris? No, thank you. I'm all right. Don't get involved in rounds. It's too expensive now. You buy a round of drinks, it's like 30, 40, 50 quid. Who can afford that? Especially if you're one of the people like me who's just buys a couple of Coca-Colas. Not that I go in bars anymore, only to work. That's it. It says a poll of 5,000 people have found that blokes called Andrew. Have we got any Andrews here? I don't think we have we? A poll of 5,000 people have found that blokes called Andrew from the southwest are officially the nation's worst round dodgers, while Julies from Wales are the least likely to dodge a round. There you go, boys. And girls, if you want to go out with someone, make sure it's a Julie from Wales. She'll buy all the drinks. Yeah, happy days. It says, got a mate who's always had has an Andy got a mate who always has an Andy excuse for not putting their hand in their pocket at the bar. Then you may be surprised to learn that blokes called Andrew are officially the nation's worst round dodgers. Some 23% of parched pals in the southwest in the Daily Star this morning put Andrews at the top of a poll to find the worst offenders. And Andrews also came in second, scoring 20% in London after giving some sobering lessons in tightness. I can't stand tight people, can you, dear? This woman from Uswitch. Do you use Uswitch? You find deals on broadband and electric and gas, can't you? This woman from Uswitch polled 5,000 people and said, if you're thinking of heading out to the pub for a few rounds with your mates, think twice before adding any Andrews from the southwest. But Andrew Carl, 31, said, oh, it's unfair to... Oh, he's been offended, bless it. Oh, poor little snowflake. Poor little snowflake. Andrew, who's 31, said it was unfair to brand all Andrews round dodgers. There's a locksmith from Hackney. The area ranked second in the League of Shame. The League of Shame. I remember being in Gran Canaria and doing the Walk of Shame many times there. The Walk of Shame. Before I started working full-time, I probably dodged a few rounds, but that's because my pals were earning more. Now I'm in a decent job. I buy my fair share. And I've even been known to put my bank card behind the bar when feeling flush. Well, you don't want to do that. And here's a little tip for you. If you're going to have a wedding or something like that, do not put your card behind the bar. If anyone wants a drink, just go to the bar. Someone or many people will take the mick. I wouldn't. I'd be thank you very much, and I'd go and order one drink, and that's all I'd have. Some people really take the mick out of that sort of thing. Why isn't there something on here? What should be on there? I've just noticed that. Let's put that up there. Why isn't there something on there this morning? There we go. I'll put that up there. Something should always be on there, dear. Yeah, I just wouldn't do it. At the other end of the bar, lasses called Julie from Wales or Jane from Scotland can be relied on to get the drinks in with just 4% of each dodging their duties. There you go, everyone. Write those names down. Julie's in Wales and Jane from Scotland if you want free drinks all night. Here we go. This is, and I'm very, very pleased to say, Chris is not on this list. So let's see which ones of you are dodging round, shall we? In the Daily Star this morning, the Round Dodger League of Shame is as follows. Andrew. Any of these refer to you lot? Andrew from the southwest. Andrew from London. The worst is the first one, okay? So Andrew from the southwest. Andrew from London. Peter from London. Peter. Peter's not having a good time. Do you know what? I haven't got a cup here to do my pills, never mind. Karen from the east of England. David from London. Susan from the southwest. Mark from Wales. Nicola from Wales. Margaret from the southeast. And Paul from the northeast. They are the biggest Round Dodgers League of Shames. And those least likely to dodge around are number 1, Julie from Wales. She'll buy your drinks all night long. Sarah from Scotland, Emma from the northwest, Susan from the East Midlands, Michael from Wales, Karen from Wales, Helen from the northeast, Emma from the northeast, James from East Midlands, and Karen from the southwest. I don't think we've got any of our names in there at all, have we? Hang on a minute, James. Have we got James? No, we haven't got any of those people. Let me just check the other list. We haven't got any Andrews. We've got a Peter. Have we got a David? No, we haven't got a David. We got a Mark. Oh, Mark, you're a round dodger. It says here you're a round dodger. Although it does say Mark from Wales. And that's about all there. And Paul from the northeast. Well, we've got a Paul here, haven't we? Mr. Loser himself, Paul. Paul and Lou in the house. Do you dodge them? Morning to Michael Pullman. He was driving, going back to the start of the show. I've had cane toads in the house. Oh, green tree frogs in the toilet. Also had huntsman spiders in the toilet. We were talking about things that go in your house, don't we? Oh, how awful. Nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Right, boys and girls, I just need to go outside and get some water for my daily pills. I'm a little bit desperate for a wee today as well for some reason. Not usually desperate for a wee. So I'm just going to put on a little bit of music while I just disappear outside for a moment or two. I'll leave the picture on. Hang on a minute. What shall we have? Let's have that lovely... I've got this lovely classical piece of music. Let me play you that to just relax you a little bit. Because some of you are getting a little bit aerated, aren't you? You're getting a little bit aerated at the moment. Shall we all have a little toilet break here? We could do this as a feature. We could do this each morning as if no one does that, do they? No one who does a YouTube show that has a regular toilet break. We could have toilet break at 10 o'clock time or something like that. Eh? Okay, so little toilet break here, boys and girls. A minute or so while we all go and have a wee and I'll go and get my pills, all right? Let's have the music on. This is a nice piece of music, this is. I like this. all back. I can see that becoming a feature of the show, actually. I do see that becoming a feature of the show. A regular little toilet break for us all. And why not? Why not? We're sitting here for almost 2 hours. This show should be an hour long. I don't know how it gets to 2 hours, but it does often. There we are. Oh, congratulations to Paul and Lou. Maybe that's why you're such losers, Paul and Lou, because you're always so far behind everyone else, dear. I mean, what sort of time is this? God, so the 10 o'clock toilet and pill break. I like the sound of that. Hang on. Toilet video. I'll see if I can come up with something for that. There's a little idea for us to entertain ourselves in the morning, isn't it? All right, gang. Thank you very much. I have received now 24 likes, so we can now show you. I am very pleased to announce this morning's pictures as sent in by John Parrish. Thank you very much, John. Oh, no, it's the spitting camels. Look, spitting camels. And here they are, riding camels near the Atlas Mountains in Morocco. Haven't been to Morocco? Is that where you buy the carpets? You get carpets in Morocco, don't you? Carpets. And there they are again, doing the carpet shopping. Oh, there's a dirty old carpet there. What's it? Oh, look, he's got blooming flip-flops on. I'm sure that's not very safe. And there's a delightful Sherry smiling as always in a spice store in Marrakesh. Very, very exotic there, John. Thank you very much for those. Thank you for those. If you want to send anything in, boys and girls, please feel free to do so. Our usual email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Mick Davenport has sent in a couple of bits and pieces, which we'll get up tomorrow there. Just looking at the emails, George Bond, could you give my new YouTube shout out? It's called Bond Empire. What, have you changed your YouTube name or set up a new channel? Oh, that's a bad move. And I'll tell you why that's a bad move, George, because you will have already had some people subscribe to one channel. You will lose most of those by changing channels. That's not a good move, really. Unless you want to separate something off to make it its own channel, like we will be doing with our bingo soon. That's not a good move, setting up another channel. You should stick to your... Because you're not doing anything new, are you? Unless it's something else that I don't know about. Good morning to Dylan. Morning to you, Dylan. Hello to you, sir. Yes. Oh, well. Is that camel chewing on Sherry? Well, she does look rather nice. I think she's one of those people you look at her and you just want to eat her all up. Although we don't recommend cannibalism on this programme. I'm sure there's a video on there somewhere on YouTube to find that. On the dark web. The dark web. Perhaps. Pringles. Whoever knew? Very difficult to recycle. I never knew that. I thought you'd just stick them in with all the metal stuff. Once again, if you want to send anything in, pictures, anything like that, anything at all, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, okay? Pringles, very difficult to recycle them. I never knew that. I thought they just chucked them in some sort of machine and it separated stuff out. No. On the BBC website. Oh, we bow down in their holy name. BBC, how much further left can they go, dear? I'm surprised they asked me to do a little show on there next week, really. But they know. I think they know. When you have to, when you're doing sort of a show or something, you have to look at where you're going. On the YouTube, I can do anything I want, anything. But when it comes to something like the BBC or ILI, if you want to be on there, you've got to fit in with their remit, you know? That's how it is. Anyway, back to the story. The distinctive Pringles tube on the BBC website is being redesigned after criticism that it's almost impossible to recycle. Did you know that? Because I didn't. I didn't know that. The current container for the potato-based snack was condemned as a recycler's nightmare. I never knew this. It's a complex construction with a metal base, plastic cap, metal tear-off lid and foil-lined cardboard sleeve. And don't we love them? Oh, barbecue Pringles. Oh, God. And it's true. Once you pop them, you can't stop. It's true. The Recycling Association dubbed it the number one recycling villain. Whoever knew this? Along with the Lucozade sports bottle. Apparently that's quite difficult to recycle as well. Now Pringles maker Kellogg's, again something else I didn't know Kellogg's owned Pringles, but they do, is trialling a simpler can, although experts say it's not a full solution. The existing version is particularly troublesome because it combines so many different materials. Some 90% of the new can is paper. Around 10% is a plastic barrier that seals the interior to protect the food against oxygen and moisture, which would damage the taste. But how about the lid? Well, two options are on trial in some Tesco stores. A recyclable plastic lid and a recyclable paper lid. Kellogg said these lids will still produce the distinctive pop associated with the product. Well, I didn't know that. I had no idea that. The new designs have been 12 months in the making. Pringles have a shelf life of 15 months and 3 million cans are made across Europe every day. 3 million cans of those are made. Amazing, isn't it, really? Do you like them, Pringles? And it says, it goes on to say here, he said the polyal, I suppose that's plastic, coated card might be recyclable, but the product would need to be tested in recycling mills. And then it goes on about the Lucozade sports bottle, which I don't know what difference that is to any other bottles, really. Mr. Ellen said its unchanged basic design was a big problem. Machines found it hard to differentiate the plastic in the bottle and the plastic that makes up its outer sleeve. He called on the makers to reduce the size of the external sleeve, as it has done with the new Ribena bottle. So, well, I mean, I just didn't know that about the old Pringles things there. Once you pop them, you can't stop. I've been eating these. My sister gets some lentil snacks, which you can get from the Co-op, I think. Barbecue lentil snacks, which my brother-in-law says they're much better for you because there's no potato. It's lentils. But it still seems to have the same amount of calories in there. Almost the same, anyway. You know. One of those things. Parkness likes the sour cream and onion ones. Not keen on that flavour, to be honest, Parkness. I like cheese and onion. Of course, if you go to the States, you can't get cheese and onion crisps there. It's all sour chives and cheese or something like that, isn't it? Good morning, sir, so far today, Dylan. It's funny, really. I got here last night at about 11:15, 11:30, something like that, and late time. I'm had my dinner and then I got here into our little studio at about 12:15 last night, and I put this show together and I thought, oh, this is not looking good today. Really, I'm very, very self-critical. Very self-critical. Seriously, I never think please don't come back to me with, oh, you're great and all this, but I've always had a very low opinion of all my work, believe it or not. Funny, isn't it, really? Don't know. And I put this show together and I thought, oh, I'm not happy with that, and I went to bed. And I didn't sleep too well last night either. I don't know why. No reason for that. I got in the morning and we've started, and it's not been too bad so far, is it really? This story has been sent in to me today by Gary Ross. Gary 2 Tickets Ross. Thanks, Gary. Often people send in a little story for me to have a look at. I don't always use them. I have to see that I think it might fit in. Do you know what I mean? That's not to say I'm not grateful for any stories you ever send in. Thank you very much. But, you know, if you're going to send a story in, it might or might not be read out. Don't be offended and say, oh, I sent you a story in. Why haven't you read it out? You know, if you feel like that, don't send it in, because don't want to upset anyone, really, unless they become a pain. But in the Sun, I think is this in the Sun, the Scottish Sun? So, of course, down south we won't have got this. When I say down south, I mean Scotland, stop. Anything below that, I'm referring to as down south, this one. But we've talked about people selling used underwear, haven't we, on websites. There is people that buy them. There is absolutely people that buy this stuff. Whether or not they require a picture or a photograph of the person selling the items, I don't know. I don't know if they do. In fact, I'll be honest, I've never actually seen an advert for used underwear. I've read about it in various magazines. I've never actually seen a picture. I mean, do you provide a picture? Or does it say used underwear for sale? Or, you could put something like used underwear for sale by a 25-year-old beautiful blonde girl and all that, but no picture. How do you know? You might be buying your mum's own knickers off there, mightn't you? Eh? You don't know. It might be your mum. Perhaps your mum. Do you know your mum? How well do you know your mum? Yeah, maybe she's a little bit short of money. And she's put an advert, 18-year-old, blonde girl, size, I don't know about the size, how that works. Size 38 double C, would that be big? Here, ladies? I don't know. I'm just recalling a story I think I read out a few days ago. So 38cc bra size, selling used underwear, I don't know, £10, whatever, £5, £10. What would they pay for a pair of used knickers? But there's no picture. It could be your mum selling that stuff. Just imagine that, boys. Buying a pair of your mum's knickers, thinking there's someone else's. And I don't think they want them washed either. They want them used. I mean, I don't even like to look at my own toilet paper once it's been used. I'm sorry, I'm like that. In the Scottish Sun, Scots were left horrified, but this is taking it one step further. It really is. Scots were left horrified after an Ayrshire man tried to flog his dead sister's used underwear on Facebook. The shocking offer, which was first posted on a local buying and selling page, has been shared across social media, leaving punters disgusted. That's a bit much, isn't it? The advert, there's a picture of the advert. It says, house clearance as my sister has died. Size 14 pants, £2 a pair. Or for a new pair, £10 a pair. Size, my sister has died. Size 14 pants, £2 a pair for a new pair. Or £10 a pair for worn, unwashed. Ideal for fetish. Discount for more than one pair can post. Discreet. The bizarre advertisement offers the pants as a house clearance with discounts for anyone who wanted more than one pair. Facebook users were left completely appalled as he tried to flog unwashed pants for a tenner, claiming they would be ideal for anyone with a fetish. Sharing dozens of pictures, he wrote, house clearance as my sister has died. Oh, that's awful, isn't it? Scots on Instagram reacted after the post was shared, with some in a state of disbelief and plenty making jokes. It's just awful, that is, isn't it? I think maybe I might have a word with my sister before she goes. Get permission first. Because you don't want to do something like that without their permission, even though they might have passed over to a better life. Let's hope it's better than this, what we're in now. Huh? I hope the next life is better than this one, dear. Good morning to Maureen, joining us. Morning, Maureen. Hello there. All right. Now, you see, George, you've made it complicated. George Bond has texted in. George Bond says, because he's got 2 channels now, you can't make things complicated, George, because people won't know what they're doing. George says, he says George Bond is the live stream one, and the Bond Empire's going to videos on there. Well, what does that mean? You mustn't make your channels complicated, George. I highly recommend you drop one of the channels and build up one channel before you open another one. Bad move, my friend. Just trying to help you. Stick with just the one channel, build that up, and then if you get to over 1,000 subscribers, which is blooming hard work, I tell you. And you need help. You need help from other people. You probably won't be able to do it on your own. I certainly couldn't do it on my own. You know, I've had help, a lot of help from my brother-in-law, really. But, you know, I think you should build up that one channel. You don't start splitting off into other channels. You'll never get anywhere. All right? Thank you, Dylan. Dylan sent in a little email there. Let's have a look there. Oh, he has found a Google thing. Here we are. Used underwear for sale, except it's a bit small. Blimey, I can't see that. Hang on. I'll have to put my glasses on for this one. Gosh. Good morning, bingo people. They'll be joining us soon, the bingo people, ready to play. Here we are. What's this? Rising East. SOS number 2 selling used underwear online. Rising it. Do you know that's so... Oh, hang on. I can zoom in. Oh, I can zoom in. 1 minute. 1 minute. Where's this? Is it in France? Does it say France at the top there? Oh, look at her writhing around in that picture. She's got black lipstick on. Well, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Oh, mind you, Rachel wears black lipstick. Rachel's very much into witches and things like that. I love it, Rachel. Oh, I love the occult. I'm thinking of doing a Ouija board. Shall we do a Ouija board here one day? Is there anyone there? Please move. Please move the... What is it? The cup. Please move the... Oh, yeah. We need a cup. 1 minute. What can I have? Oh, let's use the Super Chatter raffle jar. I know it's a bit big. Let's put that there for a minute. So we hold this like this. So you've got the letters around, haven't you? Please... That's how you do it, isn't it? Please move the cup so we know you're there. Can you tell us your name? Please move the cup to the correct letters. Oh, F. U. C. I don't think we'll continue with that, darling. It's just being rude now. I'm not having rude words being spelt out by ghosts or anyone else on this channel. Thank you very much. It's outrageous. Yes, so he's found a place to buy his used underwear. It's funny, actually. That's funny, actually, how you've managed to find that so quickly there, Dylan. You seem to manage to put your finger right on that picture there right on that advert there that's selling the used underwear. Isn't that funny that? You managed to find that very, very quickly. It's almost like you had it saved in one of your web browsers. Oh, Dylan. That's okay. We're all adults here. We don't mind. We can talk about these things. Please don't be ashamed. John Paris has purchased 12 pairs. I can highly recommend. Very fast service. Good morning to Steve Carter. Good morning, Steve. It's definitely not my mother-in-law selling used knickers. She never wears any. It gives her better grip on the broomstick. Oh, don't. I did know a lady of the night once. There was a lady of the night, and she was just a friend, used to come into one of the clubs that I worked in, and when she was dancing away, jumped up in the air and fell on the floor. Trouble is, she'd had so much work recently, they had to rock her back and forward off the floor to relieve the suction. She was stuck to it. Never mind, darling. Paul and Lou, Paul says I've had Lou's underwear on eBay for $150 for a year. No interest. Oh, I wonder if Gary will be selling any of Stacey's knickers online. There you go, Gary. He's always one to make money there. Oh, please. What's Dylan? Dylan's put, I only put in used underwear for sale, and that was the first link that popped up. Yeah, we all believe you, Dylan, don't we, boys and girls? Yeah, that's right. It wasn't saved on it. Well, it's funny how you came across that very, very quickly, Dylan. Oh, dear. All right. How are we doing on time? Ooh, we're running a bit short on time now, aren't we? I'm going to drop those two stories and do this one because I don't know how I missed this, to be honest. I do know how I missed it. It only came out today at 1 o'clock in the morning. I came across this morning when I came in here. See, as I said to you before, I generally now sort most of the show out the night before. Usually I come in here and I start about 11 o'clock at night, and I can be in here for about an hour, right? And then in the morning, I'm back in here at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I have a quick flick through to see if there's anything new that has come in the last few hours. And I'm pleased to see this in the Daily Mail this morning, and we'll do the raffle tickets after this. Volunteers across the country are today rolling up their sleeves to wage war on litter as the campaign to clean up Britain kicks off. Now, you know I've been doing this for a few weeks now. I don't know how it happened. I just got fed up finding cans and sweet wrappers and sandwich packets. They're the main offenders. Cans or plastic bottles as well. Plastic bottles and glass bottles as well. Right? I got fed up with it. And I started off going around my house some weeks ago now, around my house. But I only ever went around my house. When I say around the house, there's 4 houses. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do the bit in front of us, which never, ever has got any paper on it. If I see one small sweet wrapper there, I pick it up. It probably doesn't gather any rubbish because it's not a thoroughfare. You can't walk past my house to somewhere else. You get to my house, the path ends, there's loads of pots that I've put there, so you can't go any further. And even if you did, you wouldn't be able to get past the growth that's beyond my house. It stops there. So no one comes past. You have to want to go to my house, right? Never gathers rubbish there. And then I started going a little bit further around the bit of communal green in between the few houses. Again, don't really get much there. And as time went on, I kind of spread out a bit further. Now, I look after the grass and trees bit, which is behind my house. That's a good place to find stuff. It's a shame, really, when they finish their cans of drink. It would be so much easier, although not nice, if they drop the cans directly on the path. I'd be able to find them then more easily. But no, they insist on chucking them into a bush. And you have to look. And I've got the little litter picker thing and all that. So I extended there, and once that was cleaned up... See, once you've done it, and you've completely cleaned it, it's actually quite an easy thing to keep on top of it. So now, once or twice a week, where my house is, I'll go around. I might find a few cans, 1 or 2 cans, but not the carrier bags for the bleat and stuff that I found when I first started. And then on my walks over the forest, I started taking a bag over there. You may think I'm really mad or stupid doing this, but it became, I'll be honest, it became a bit of an obsession. And now, whenever I go over the forest for a walk, I might not always have my litter picker, but I'll have a carrier bag in my pocket. Sometimes I might leave the bits of tissue or the bits of paper, okay, because they will disintegrate into the ground. Plastic bottles and glass bottles are the worst things. Probably in the forest, the glass bottle is the worst thing because it catches the light and the whole thing can go up. You don't want a fire in the forest near your house. Plastic bottles, and I pick them up and I put them in the bag and I chuck them away. I've been doing that for some time, and then I started up here. Call me mad. There's a particular walk from my house all the way to the bridge. I went up there with a carrier bag. I filled up 5 carrier bags of rubbish over a period of time, over a period of a few weeks. Now, go up and down there, you might find 1 or 2 cans, but that's new stuff. Once you've done it, once you've completely cleared it, it's actually relatively easy to keep on top of the situation. That is except, of course, for the 4, I think it's 3 or 4 black bags full of refuse that someone has dropped down by the side of the road, kind of into the field, but not into the field. There's like river, road, bushes, drop down field. Drop down there just before the bushes, which you can't see, but to get that out, you'd have to bring your car round. You know, and really, to be honest, you don't want to put that stuff in the car. God knows what's in there and how long it's been there. But it's quite easy to do. Well, other people are doing it now. I'm sure there are other people already doing it like me, just quietly. If If I wasn't doing a show, no one would know about it. I don't run around here saying, oh, I'm picking up the rubbish, everyone. I just do it. You know, don't need praise for doing it. Just don't want to live in a dump. Don't want to live in a dump. In the Daily Mail, it says volunteers across the country are today rolling up their sleeves to wage war on litter as the campaign to Britain kicks off. Armed with litter pickers, I'm so pleased to see this. Armed with litter pickers, bin bags and gloves, they will comb countrysides, beaches and streets as part of the Great British September Clean, backed by the Daily Mail. Now, I don't know. Has this been a story that I've missed? I saw no advertising this or no story. This is the first I've heard about this. It says the campaign, organised by Keep Britain Tidy, was due to run in March but had to be postponed due to the coronavirus pandemic. Well, I don't know why. You know, because we're all outside. You know, if you've got a clip thing, you're not touching anything. Although mine's gone a little bit out of adjustment. You can buy a litter picking thing off eBay. Or Amazon. About £10 for one of those. And they last. The only thing is that the thing is not quite closing now, and it will no longer pick up like bits of paper, if you see what I mean. It's kind of not closed. It's like a little bit like that. It's all right with cans and bottles, but it's kind of as if the bit of wire is stretched a bit. So it just needs to be pulled through and tied a bit more again, I think. And apparently you could have signed up for this, which I would have done. I would have done this if I'd have known about that. I would have read this story to you in the hope that perhaps one or two of you would, who've got a bit of spare time and want to do something like this, perhaps to help the rest of the community. You might have taken an interest in doing this yourself. Great way to lose weight, or at least to exercise, you know. Just go out for an hour. You don't have to run around. No need to run everywhere. Just go around and take it easy. Just walk around and pick up the rubbish, and in an hour's time you've probably done a couple of miles walking, which maybe you wouldn't have done, you know. A purpose to going out for a walk. I must say, my walks, I enjoy going out walking. Sometimes I can't be bothered to do this today. But the whole litter picking thing gives you a purpose. I now have a purpose to go out for a walk, as well as enjoying the grass and the trees and the birds and the bees and all this business, as well as enjoying looking at those things. I now have a purpose to going out and doing a walk, looking for litter. And as time goes on, believe me, you'll be able to spot it so easily. It's a bit difficult to find when you're down there. I can see a tin can shining now about 20 mile off. It's true. Nearly 700,000 volunteers have signed up for this just 6 weeks after its launch, eclipsing last year's total of 563,000. This is great. You know, I'm sorry that we have to do this. But if you think the council can afford to employ vast numbers of people to pick up your crap, I don't think so. It's not going to happen. But people they just seem to be happy with sitting in a house surrounded by rubbish. It's nothing to do with, like, being above anyone or posh or anything like that. I'm far from posh. It's nothing to do with that. I don't think I'm better than anyone else because I haven't dropped litter on the ground. But I just don't want to live where there's rubbish everywhere. It's disgusting. It says 6 months on, the campaign is going ahead while sticking to government guidelines to prevent the spread of the virus. Groups of no more than 6 will litter pick together while maintaining social distancing at times and using the correct equipment. Here we go. Shocking. Isn't it funny? I've been talking about this for weeks now. Shocking pictures have shown that in recent months, litter has become an enormous blight on the nation's beauty spots. You see, I thought it was me. I really thought it was me. You know, you've got something going wrong in your head now that you find it necessary to go out and pick up everyone else's rubbish. But I saw it more and more and more. And then when we saw those beaches on the telly, that made my heart bleed. It really did. Disgusting. From the country, what we've got to do is teach the children, you see, when we go into schools. That needs to be a lesson. Don't drop litter. Because believe me, If children learn to do that and they're out with their parents, you know, who start dropping litter, the children will tell the parents, Mum, don't drop that, and they will go on at them and tell them how bad it is. From the countryside to the coast, thoughtless people have left piles of waste and plastic while meeting up with friends and family outdoors as lockdown restrictions began to ease. You see, when it says piles of waste, I don't think that's the biggest problem. The piles of waste is not the biggest problem. It's the cans and packets that are carelessly just chucked out the window. McDonald's, to be fair to McDonald's, most of their stuff is all cardboard and paper now, isn't it? They've done really well with that. Really well. You order a cheeseburger now, or one of those larger, what is that, big Whopper things and things like that. You know, they used to come in a polystyrene box, so they'd be there for years and years. Even the kebab vans are still serving this stuff in blooming polystyrene boxes, aren't they? Not McDonald's, it's all cardboard. Even if you do chuck it out of the window, I still think you're disgusting to chuck something out of the window like that. But if you chuck a cardboard box out of the window, you know, in a few months' time it will completely disintegrate, won't it? A survey this year, they've done a survey this year found a fifth of people admitted to dropping litter during lockdown, as proved over the forest in Bracknell, as proved over there. Now, I've been going over there for years, not so much as I have been, but I've been going over for years. You never found litter over there until the lockdown, and then it started appearing big time. But me, and by the looks of it, a few other people, and I've been told, I've been going around the forest with my little clamp thing, my litter picking thing, and my carrier bag, picking stuff up, and people often stop, generally older people, sort of around my age or older. Thank you for doing that. You know there's a bloke who comes over here and does that as well, don't you? Or there's a bloke and his daughter who go over that. I've been told. I haven't bumped into him. It's not just me. And now when you go over it, you see hardly anything. Why? Because we went on and picked up the majority of it. And once you've done that, fairly easy to do. As I say, yesterday I was over the forest 2.5 hours. Long journey I went. And in that time, I found 3 items. 1 tin can. New one. It was Red Bull seems to be the choice of a lot of the tin cans to be chucked away for some reason. You know, the blue Red Bull ones. It was a Red Bull can. It was a plastic... How sad I can even remember this. It was a plastic Mars bar bottle, and it was 1 glass bottle. That's all I found in 2.5 hours yesterday. That's not bad, is it, eh? There was 1 tin can, and unfortunately it had fallen down into a stream. I didn't have my picker with me. If I had got that, I could have leaned over and got that. But I know where it is now. So next time I'm down there, I'll go and pick that up. The campaign already backed by everyone from Boris to the Wombles of Wimbledon. We are Wombles. Who came out of hibernation to help encourage the nation get involved. That's brilliant, isn't it? Jaguar Land Rover has asked its workforce to fund 38,000 to get involved, while the Post Office and Countryside Alliance have also pledged to take part. Honestly, when you pick up this stuff, it's all very well sitting there, and I ain't picking up anyone's rubbish and all that business. Oh, what germs will I get from that? We'll put a pair of gloves on then. Christ's sake. Or just wash your hands afterwards. How easy is it to do that? Or if you really want to do the same as me, get yourself a litter picker. I expect some of the councils probably give them out free of charge. I don't know. Or Amazon, £10. £10, that's all it is on Amazon, a litter picker. And when you've collected it a few times, and then you go out and you realise the rubbish isn't there anymore. Why isn't it there? Because you picked it up. There's a fantastic feeling on that. There's a fantastic... I don't go knocking on doors. You know, oh, hello, can I have some thanks, please? I've picked up the litter. Don't need that. You just do it. You don't need any thanks. And once you've picked up a bag full of rubbish and you chuck that away and then another one, and then the next time you go out, oh, I can't find anything to pick up. And this, I don't mean every, you know, in the course of a day, over a course of a few days, you'll go out and then suddenly you'll realise there's no litter. Why is there no litter? Because you've picked it up. Not the 5 or 6 inches outside your front door. You know, choose a little area, perhaps your own road. I will warn you, the first time you do it, you'll be embarrassed. I was. I thought someone's going to say something in a minute. Someone's going to take the mick. No one took the mick. No one takes the mick, honestly. And it's a wonderful feeling to know that you have just cleaned up that, and then when you go up there in a few weeks' time and there's another couple of bits, it won't take you long. You'll do half a carrier bag, if that, because you've already done the main job. I think it's fantastic. The 2019 clean-up effort in the Daily Mail was the biggest ever mass participation environmental campaign where volunteers tidied the equivalent of 239,000 wheelie bins full of rubbish, nearly 20% of which was plastic bottles. And it says how to get involved. Keep Britain Tidy. The Mail and Keep Britain Tidy are encouraging the public and businesses to help pick up the litter from today till September the 22nd. Why stop then? Just keep doing it. It says 1, pledge to pick, whether it's only 15 minutes a day while you walk the dog or while you get away from your home office or the wife or the husband. You want to get away from them for a while? I'm just popping out to do some litter picking. Here, get away from them. Have a rest from that continual nagging in the air. I don't know how Mandy Davenport puts up with it, to be honest. Oh, can you just imagine being poor Mandy Davenport, listening to the crap that comes out of his mouth all the time, moaning and moaning all the time. You don't have to do that anymore, Mandy. Just get out there. Even if you do your wheelchair or anything like that, anyone in a wheelchair, still do it. Why not? Don't find excuses. Oh, I can't do it because I've got COPD. You can walk a few steps at a time, probably do you the world of goods. No use sitting there in an armchair moaning about your illnesses. Get out and do something about it. It says, your home office, stretch your legs. You can feel good about taking care of the environment. I do. Number 2, host a clean-up with up to 5 other people from your household or social bubble, maintaining a safe distance. Afterwards, share your messages of support on social media. Well, I mean, I don't do that. I mean, what can you do? Take pictures of bags of rubbish that you've collected? I suppose so. You could if you wanted to. I mean, I talk about it on here, but, you know, it's one of those things. Peter Wright, I've told you before, I don't need a producer on this channel. You can go and have a cup of tea now. I've told you so many times before. I'm doing a show. Are you really stupid? Are you that stupid? I'm doing a show. I'll refer to the message box when I want to, not when you inform me to. You can go for a cup of tea now. Good morning to Chris. Oh, there's a new name there. Chris Spearden. That looks like a name, one of my names there. Morning to Peter Palawoda. There you go. Mandy says, as I've said before, Chris, I just say yes. Yes, Mick, no Mick, whatever Mick. Thank you. Thanks to Weird City for a £5 super chat there. Thank you, Weird City. He's just a lurking, silent viewer popping out to say thanks. Thank you very much, Weird City. Let me give you 5 free raffle tickets. Don't know if you was with us here. We're giving away one of the backdrops next week. That's the next super chat prize. Okay, here it is here. Okay, I haven't folded it up. It was on display a moment ago. It's not very good if I hold it up. I'll get a picture of it and put it up hopefully tomorrow. All right, I've got lots to do today. Meanwhile, as you've given us a £5 super chat and a tip, I'm going to give you 5 raffle tickets. And you might win the backdrop. The draw for that is on Thursday. Okay, Weird City? Weird City? There we go. Weird City. Weird City. I like that name, Weird City. Weird City. Weird City. There you go. There you go. There's your raffle tickets. 203 to 207, okay? 203 to 207. There you go. Pop those in there like that. Thank you very much for that tip there. Chris is in Wales. Are you in Wales? In the valley. Are you near the valley? Are you near the valley? Thank you, Weird City. Let me just scroll up there. Hello to Andy V. They cry on the left. Oh, they do all the time. They're in floods of tears all the time. Control freak, tea is up. Thank you very much. Go and have a cup of tea. I do not need a producer. If I ever get on the BBC, I will need a producer. I don't need it here. Thank you very much. Let me just scroll up a little bit there. Peter ran a pub in Cardiff. You've run a few pubs, haven't you, Peter? The Quarry House. Oh, you're talking to someone there, are you? Oh, you're probably talking to the other lad there, aren't you? Of course. Fran, shame energy drinks like Red Bull. Don't give people the energy to go and put the rubbish in the bin. Nice one, Fran. Very good comment. Very, very good comment there, Fran. You're absolutely right. But they don't. They just chuck it on the floor. I don't get it. Thank you, Rachel. Mackie D's really does a tasty quarter pounder. But remember the Keep Britain Tidy campaign? Good God, yes. That's a long time ago now, isn't it? Keep Britain Tidy there. Plastic bottles, drink cans and glass bottles, they can all be recycled. That's right. Good morning to Gizmo in Guildford. Hello, Gizmo. Just to let you know, I'm up in Lincolnshire now. I've got 2 little places I can do the show from. So there we are. Hello to... Who is this? Child Muffet. That's a good name. Child Muffet. I like that. Hello, welcome. Whereabouts are you, by the way? Michael has got a question with the plastic soft drinks, bottles, cans and glasses. Do you throw them away to landfill over here? In Queensland and New South Wales, we get recycled. We get 10 cents per item. No, they are recycled in big machines and things like that. I don't know how it works. I think people are employed, actually. There's like a conveyor belt type thing that goes along, and people are employed to sort the rubbish as it comes along in some of those recycle things. Because we have these big recycle bins, right? But people make mistakes. People make mistakes, and it's just unbelievable how thick people are sometimes, though. You know, it says, please don't put the carrier bags in here, yet they fill up a carrier bag with plastic bottles and dump the whole thing in it. No, it's got to be sorted. It's like when I go picking up the rubbish. I can't just chuck that bag of rubbish in my bin. That has to be sorted, you know. But people don't want to do it, do they? Because they're dirty gits. John, an ex-girlfriend had a Ouija board. We used it, and a clock's hands went backwards and the candle was like a flamethrower. How exciting. Yes. Dylan only puts out used underwear for sale, and that was the first link that popped out. Yeah, if you say so, Dylan. We know you've got that saved on your phone, mate. Good morning to East Coast UK. Hello to you. Chris, if you ever get on the BBC, I won't ever watch again. What, the BBC? Alrighty, let's do today's raffle tickets. If you want to raffle tickets for next Monday's fridge magnet raffle, we give away one of these every Monday, okay? If you'd like a raffle ticket for that, please say now, ticket please, either in the chat box or on the text message, okay? Whatever you want to do there. Text box or chat, preferably in the text box, because then they're all together, okay? If you've got access to the text box, please always rather use the text box than the text number, and that will be easier, okay? Let me just sort these out for you, my loves, and we'll do these tickets. Okie doke. Here we go. Tony King, ticket number 67. Mark Bowles, 68. Jason Hughes, 69. Maureen, 70. Peter Wright, 71. East Coast. Oh no, you haven't asked for one, have you? If you want a ticket, please. But not everyone wants a ticket for whatever reason. But if you want to, just make sure you put ticket, all right? 72 for Mick Davenport. Fran Green, 73. It's our Dylan, 74. Heidi Young, 75. George Bond, 76. I was going to say to you, if you do see anyone picking up rubbish, Please not me, because I'd be too embarrassed now. If you see someone picking up rubbish, just thank them. Just say, thanks for doing that. Because that means a lot to someone. When they're doing out, volunteering to do something, you see someone picking up a bit of rubbish, say thank you to them. They'd like that, all right? George Bond, Paul and Lou, 77. Paul and Lou, Fran Green. We've done Fran. Diane Jebb, 78. There's our lovely Rachel, 79. Michael Bowman, number 80. Oh, yes, Peter. We used to collect the soft drink bottles, didn't we? Corona, you used to do that. That's right, yeah. He used to collect the soft drink glass bottles at the Blue Pool Open Air Lido, Camberley. Hand in for one pence deposit in 1953, that was. Gosh, we collected bottles as well. Ross Herndon, thank you, Ross. Number 81 for you, sir. East Coast, 82. John Aitken, 83. John Aitken, 83. Gary Ross, 84. Okay. All right, gang, if you've got any... is that everyone? All right, I think that's everyone's tickets there. Gang, if I've missed out your name for the raffle ticket, please speak now. Let me know, okay? Meanwhile, let's do today's birthdays. I don't have the birthdays up in front of me, actually. Where are they now? There we go. Today's birthday. Happy birthday on this Friday, the 11th of September 2020, to a very dear friend of mine, Merlin. He does radio. He's really good at, actually. He's very, very good. Merlin Kothari. Have I said that all right? Merlin Kothari today, a young 32 years old. Long time no see, Merlin. Happy birthday to you. Karen Chambers, who's one of our lovely Manilow girls. Good morning, Karen. Happy birthday to you today. Steph Urquhart. Steph Urquhart, one of our regular karaoke singers when we were in Sydenham. She's been to Central Station a couple of times as well. Happy birthday to you, Steph. And Wayne Durant, who I worked with at the Bulldog in Brighton some years ago now. Today is 50 years old. Happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I just noticed there, George wrote, we have a bin outside our house and people put rubbish in them. Well, so what? It's just a bin, isn't it? It's just rubbish. I was carrying back a relatively heavy bag from over the forest about a week or two ago, and got to my road and the bins were out. So I thought, well, I'll just drop this in the recycle. It was all the same. Was it? No, it wasn't recycle. It was household rubbish bin. Household rubbish. It was. I'd found a big bag of glass bottles, and believe it or not, they don't go in the recycle bin where we are. Every council is different, believe me. So I dropped them in this green bin that just happened to be left out. And then the next day I'm walking up the road and someone had taken it out of the bin and just placed it up against a wall. And it's just pathetic. Someone will come and empty the bin. What's the problem with that? Someone putting something in your bin, for Christ's sake. It's just a bit of rubbish. What do you do? Live in the bin or something? You know, most of those bins are filthy. People don't even clean their bins out, do they? I've seen bins with maggots in them. It's disgusting. I have a nice bin. I have a bin liner in mine. Bin liner. I buy these bin liners from Aldi. Sell them actually. Wheelie bin liners. Highly recommended. It's disgusting having a dirty bin. Oh, and all the flies around them and everything. It's unnecessary. Clean the damn things out. Dirty people. Let's have a look. Raffle ticket for Colin K. Thank you, Colin. Number 85 for you, Colin. Is that everyone there? Colin K, 85. I think that's everyone there, isn't it? That's everyone. That's everyone's raffle tickets there. Excellent. So I'll put those in the thing later. Meanwhile, some of you now have an opportunity to win another raffle ticket in our daily game of bingo. Oh, look, Gary has someone come to wash his bins for him. There's a bloke who comes round and does that in Bracknell, actually. £5 a bin? Jesus. £5 he charges. I wash my bins out as well, Fran. You don't have to do them very often. Once or twice a year, that's it. That's it. Jason thought maggots in the bin was normal. Come on, oh, for God's sake, Jack, clean that bin out. Oh, no. This bloke comes round, he squirts some water in it, right, gives it a bit of a mop out with one of those string mops and charges people £5. Then he sprays something smelly in there. Michael likes a dirty bin, it keeps everyone away. Oh, no. Alrighty, we're about to play our daily game of bingo this morning, boys and girls. Should have had a bingo ticket through. And today we are playing a bingo ticket that says at the top, Friday the 11th of September 2020, okay? Here's the rules as always. Those of you who got that bingo ticket registered to go on the bingo system, you're on there and I have a ticket for you. You've got your ticket, okay? We only play for the full house. You need to mark off all the numbers on your bingo ticket. As soon as you've done that, scream at me bingo in the chat box. Don't shout bingo. If you haven't won, you will be timed out for 5 minutes unless I really think it's a mistake. Okay? I know who will muck me up and I know who are genuine. Alright? Once you've won, you only have 1.5 minutes to claim. As soon as I realise someone's won, I stop the game and then I give you 1.5 minutes to claim. If for whatever reason your claim doesn't come in without that 1.5 minutes, doesn't matter what the reason is, technical difficulty, your cat died and you had to give it artificial mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, not interested, you must get that claim in within 1.5 minutes. Once we've moved on to the next number, if you haven't claimed, you've missed it. If everyone can see it in the chat box and I can't, then you can't claim. Then it's not claimed, all right? You can claim either in the chat box or text, although the texts do take a little bit longer to come through, I've worked out, all right? So you're better off to claim it in the chat box. Okay? Alrighty. Here we go then, boys and girls. Eyes down. Let's bring up the bingo board. There we are. Ready? Here comes your first number. Eyes down. All on its own, number 7. 2 and 7, 27. 1 and 2, 12. 5-0, blind 50. All on its own, one click, number 6. 5 and 3, 53. 5 and 7, 57. By the way, Denise Andrews not with us this morning. She did send me a little message, all right. 7 and 3, 73. 2 and 3, 23. 2 fat, morbidly obese Gemma Collinses with no talent, 88. 4 and 7, 47. 6 and 5, 65. 1 and 8, 18. 4 and 8, 48. 3 and 6, 36. 5 and 8, 58. 1 fat, morbidly obese, untalented, with no talent whatsoever. Please get her off my screen. Gemma Collins, number 8. 4 and 2, 42. All the ones, legs 11. 3 and 5, 35. 5 and 4, 54. 7 and 9, 79. All on its own, number 3. 8 and 7, 87. 8-0, blind 80. 6 and 4, 64. 7 and 4, 74. 1 and 3, unlucky for some, 13. 6 and 2, 62. Boris's Den, number 10. All on its own, number 5. 1 and 5, 15. 2 and 1, 21. 7-0, blind 70. 4 and 5, 45. 4 and 3, 43. All on its own, number 1. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, happy birthday, sweet 16. 1 and 6, 16. All on its own, number 4. Did you hear that or not? I don't think you heard that. I thought it was a plane coming over and I realised it was my stomach. I must be a little bit hungry now. Oh, my tummy is empty. 6 and 3, 63. 3 and 7, 37. 8 and 3, 83. 8 and 9, 89. 7 and 8, 78. Thank you, Jeff. I just sort you out after we've done the bingo. All right, Jeff? 5 and 9, the Brighton line. Woo, woo. 8 and 6, 86. All the 7s, 77. 1 and 9, 19. And a 19. And a 19. And a 19. 1 and 7, 17. 1 and 4, 14. 3-0, blind 30. All on its own, number 9. 8 and 5, 85. 3 and 2, 32. You ready, East Coast? 8 and 2, 82. 2 and 9, 29. All the 3s, 33. 2 and 6, 26. I'll try and be a bit more gentle. I'd hate Mark Bowles to be gentle. I really would hate you to be gentle, Mark. All the 6s, 66. Clickety click. 4 and 1, 41. 6 and 9, 69. 5 and 1, 51. 2 and 4, 24. 2 and 5, 25. 8 and 1, 81. 4 and 6, 46. All the 5s, 55. 4 and 9, 49. All on its own, one little duck, number 2, quack. 8 and 4, 84. 6-0, blind 60. Top of the shop, blind 90. Rough, please, Mark. Yes. 4-0, blind 40. 5 and 2, 52. And can I just request something, Mark? Please don't say to me halfway, are you all right? 2-0, blind 20. 6 and 7, 67. Someone's nearly won. 7 and 5, 75. That was close, weren't it? I know who you are. Woo! And 3 and 1, 31. 3 and 8, 38. Ooh, 7 and 2, 72. We got... How funny. We got a winner. 78 is the winning number. Let's just bring up the clock. There it is. There you go. 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim your extra bingo ticket on the show today. This person may or may not be here. I think you won this week, maybe even yesterday. I can't remember now which day you won. Someone here won. But I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. Here we go. Who's won this one? Yes, you were so close then, Peter. You were very close and it changed at the last minute. It's almost like this person willed himself to win. It's very strange and mysterious. Come on, claim or shame. Claim or shame. I like that, Gary. Claim or shame. By the way, thank you those of you that sent for a tip this morning. Thank you very much for that. £7 ain't bad. Thank you very much for that, alright? Come on. Who's won? Oh, you'll kick yourself. Do you know there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 10 more numbers left. Don't go away, Paul and Lou. Thank you, Dylan. I read the link out. I read it out. We not got a claim? Whoa! Mark Bowles is claiming with only 10 seconds to go. Blimey. That was a long time. Okie doke. Take the clock off. Mark Bowles has won the extra raffle ticket this morning. Here come the numbers. 6, 8, 13, 15, 29, 33, 38, 46, 51, 52, 69, last number 72, 75, 83 and 85. Congratulations this morning to Mark Bowles. Diane, you were close. My nephew was close this morning. Gary wanted one number. Peter wanted one number. Who wanted one number? It was Diane, Gary and Peter Palawoda. All wanted one number each, didn't you there? Well done there. Let's just take that game off. Lovely. If you'd like to join us for our... Oh, let me give you a ticket, Mark. And someone else has got a ticket, haven't they? Jeff and Linda. Ticket for you. Ticket number 86. Write your numbers down, Jeff, because we only read the number out on a Monday. Okay? We read the number out and then it's up to you to claim it. It was Jeff, wasn't it? Let me just scroll back a little bit here and double check. I sure it was Jeff. There you go. It was Jeff. There you go, Jeff. All right, Jeff. So that's for you there. And 87 for Mark Bowles. Was you won yesterday as well, was it, Mark? Yeah, I thought you'd won this week. Couldn't remember why then. Congratulations. Oh, my God. Gary Ross has now sent me £3. That's £10 to this morning. Oh, I might go and buy myself some chips. Shut up, Gary. You can't have won. Someone hit my nephew, would you? Actually, he's a bit too big to be hit now. I heard him swear the other day. I couldn't believe it. My own nephew. I've heard my nephew swear. My niece. Wow. Talk about swear. She swears a lot. My niece on the phone. My younger nephew, Jimmy, who's 22. Now, he's the one who goes out drinking and all that. Lovely girlfriend. Her name's Charlotte. Beautiful she is. I've never heard him swear yet. There you go, Gary Ross. 208 to 210. You don't need to remember these numbers. That's going in for the backdrop, okay? One of the backdrops that will be won next Thursday. And also Colin K sending through £3 as well, Colin. Thank you, Colin. There you go. Thanks very much. It's always nice to be appreciated. It really is. Really is. It makes me feel like you've enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean? Thank you, Colin. Colin K. There we go. Again, Colin, you don't need to know the numbers because we read the names out as well. But there we go. 211, 212 and 213. All right, for you there, Colin K. And that'll be going in the Super Chatter raffle draw for next Thursday. Thursday morning, that'll be done. I don't know if it'll be up here. Oh, it will be up here because I've booked in for 2 lots of swimming. Yeah, there's a Lido here. Not here in Chapel Hill, but not far where my sister lives in Woodhall Spa. They have a Lido there, right? And it's still open at the moment. I think it closes end of the month, back until next year. But yes, so I've booked in 2 swimmings. I haven't been for 6 months. That's Monday 7 p.m. and Thursday 7 p.m. So Thursday's raffle will be done from here. I'll probably be up here a whole week this time, 7 days. All right. Okay, any more final messages there? Thank you very much, Rachel. You enjoy the shows, thank you. What number did I get? What do you mean? Well, I've done it now. I can't remember. I'll put them in. What have I done with those now? I'll give you a number. Well, you'll have to watch back on the show now, Mark, won't you? How can you not know what number you got? I just done it. Do pay for... if you were here, Mark, you'd have my full attention, so why won't you give me yours? It's outrageous. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dylan, for your kind words. It's all about having a little bit of a smile. I do touch serious stuff now and again, but we don't want a whole show of serious stuff. That would just be too boring, wouldn't it? Anyway, have a nice day today, boys and girls. I've got quite a lot to do now here in this studio. Just a few things to change around and put in and change the backdrop. Have a good look at the backdrop, okay? Last time you'll see that today, all right? I've got a new one. Well, I've actually got two with me. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use there. But new one up for you tomorrow. Have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching and listening. It's been a pleasure. Bye-bye now.